Hey everybody, my name's Ed. I spent way too much money on comics this week, so let's just jump into it. Got my natural ice here. All right, so let's start with this. I got Wet Moon by Sophie Campbell. Sophie Campbell is the artist on, or was the artist on the Jim comic for a while. And before that, I had first become aware of Campbell when Campbell was doing the Glory series from Image a few years ago. And I had heard of this comic back then, but I had never seen it anywhere. And then by the time I was thinking about it, I looked for it and didn't see it anywhere, and then I kind of forgot about it. I should say that. But then I saw it in the store today, so I just thought pick it up. So it looks really interesting. I may or may not do a separate review on this comic, depending on how I feel about it. But the guy at the comic book store was really, he was into it. He was like, "Yeah, let me know, man, if you really like it, and I'll probably order extra copies of the next volume." So okay, Velvet number 14. Ed Brubaker and Steve Epton. This is one of my favorite comics right now. Just really strong noir spy espionage stuff. So really, really solid comic here. Jupiter Circle number 2 by Mark Millar and Chris Sprouse. I have not been following this comic. Really didn't care one way or another about it. Wasn't that interested in it when I first heard about it. Didn't read Jupiter's Children either, just because my feelings about Mark Millar kind of go up and down, depending. I ended up getting this one because I found out that there's a character in there who's kind of a Superman doppelganger. And there's a scene in the comic where he meets philosopher Ayn Rand. And I guess there's other scenes where some of the superhero characters, and it's set in the 60s, I guess, meet other kind of pseudo historical figures. So that kind of piqued my interest. So depending on how I feel about this issue, I might, buy the other issues, okay? Injection number 9 from Warren Ellis and Declan Shalvey. Just more weirdness from Warren Ellis. Last Gang and Pound number 5. DK number 3, Frank Miller, Brian Alvarez, and Adam Kubert. I keep going back and forth in this comic. It's not great, but there were kind of interesting ideas, sorta, and it's well executed, sorta. So, I'm so far I'm still buying it. So we'll see. I flipped through it and. Yeah. So anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So anyway, there's some kind of sort of interesting ideas here, and I think Brian Azzarello and Kubert and the editors are kind of holding Frank in check from his more extreme impulses. So far, I'm still reading it. So I guess that says something about something. Let's see here. Also have Doctor Strange number 7. Been enjoying this. I guess it's going to tie into another Doctor Strange title called The Last Days of Magic. I guess it's sort of a little mini event. Hellcat number 5. So still been enjoying this comic. Oh, by Kate Lett and Brittany O. Williams. Ultimates number 6 by Al Ewing and Christian Ward. This one looks like. Okay, Rockefeller isn't doing the art on this one. But I've been kind of enjoying this comic as well. I think a lot of people just going online, seeing a lot of people are kind of disappointed with it because there's not enough action in the comic. But I actually kind of enjoy the kind of strange trippiness that's going on in here, you know. So I'm so far I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Got Faith number 4 by Jody Hauser, Francis Portela, and Marguerite Savage or Savage. Okay. Still interesting. Insects number 5, Marguerite Bennett and Ariella Cristantina. Strange Fruit number 3 of 4, J.G. Jones and Mark Wade. When the first issue of this came out, it was really controversial, but I think some time has passed, and I think we're kind of at the point where we can kind of start judging the story just for how well or bad it was, rather than, or I guess that's what I want to say, how good or bad it is on its own merits, as opposed to a lot of the other issues that some people try to bring up. And I kind of understand it too, because it is kind of a hot button issue, especially nowadays. It's very explicitly dealing with race and racism and Jim Crow and things like that. So I kind of get why it was, you know, such a hot bit, you know, such a controversial comic at first. But I think now we can kind of look at it and judge it for what it is, you know. So there's that. I got Super Zero number 5, Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, and the artist by Rafael De La Torre and Marcelo, I can't say his last name, Maiolo, Maiolo, and also John H. Hill. A fun comic. It's pretty wordy. It's like kind of you have to kind of really settle down and read it, believe it or not. But there's actually some kind of for a lighthearted kind of goofy comic. There's some kind of serious issues in it as well. You know, dealing with, you know, family issues. I don't know if I want to say domestic abuse, but it's kind of hinted on it there. I'm just trying to think if that's the right word to use, but I'm going to leave it there. But there's some serious issues in here as well, along with the kind of goofy sort of things that's going on with the girl trying to become a superhero and rigging all these kind of fake accidents to give herself superpowers, and then like every one of them kind of backfires on her. So it's a fun comic. Like I said, there's some deep issues in there as well. So there you go. And I also took it. Oh crap! Did I? Oh no. I got the first 2 issues of Power Lines. Power Lines number 1 and Power Lines number 2 by Jimmy Robinson. So I heard about it online, and I don't know. I just thought I'd give it a shot. So I guess it's about this guy getting superpowers. I'm not 100% sold on what the actual premise is, other than, you know, it's a kind of a minority-led comic, and it's supposed to be dealing with more kind of working class kids and them getting superpowers and trying to navigate in kind of a more real world setting. So I thought I'd give it a shot. So there's that. Okay, so that's it. I gotta thank you very much for listening, and everybody have a great day.